Alright, welcome back to the Canadian Gun Vault. This week's tabletop review is going to be the SVT-40. What we have here is a 1941 manufactured Russian SVT-40 rifle. It's a gas-operated 7.62 by 54 fire and fire-breathing monster. This is definitely a piece of World War II history we got right here, folks. It's essentially a 30-06 fire and SKS rifle. It's a fantastic shooter. Doesn't beat you up too much on the wrong end. It recoils about as much as perhaps a 243 rifle. Not so much that it hurts your shoulder, but at the same time you definitely know you're firing a potent cartridge. For those of you that are considering purchasing this as a World War II shooting collectible, a couple things you should know about this rifle. Definitely you got to keep this thing clean. Most of the ammunition that's out there and available is corrosive, so you are going to be required to use a lot of hot water and soap through the barrel and through the components here, just to avoid that corrosive nature of that ammunition. And in order to do that, you should probably know how to take it apart. So what we're going to do here is we're going to give you a quick breakdown of the rifle. All right, first you're going to be taking out the cleaning rod, which requires you to press down on this lever here, and that will allow you to remove that. After you've done that, we've already taken the liberty of removing this band, which is actually quite difficult to remove off the front top covers of this rifle here. You have to depress this lever here in order to wiggle it off, but generally speaking that takes about 5 minutes to do, and we want to keep these videos short. So after you do that, right, you're going to want to make sure that the rifle is unloaded. So you're going to check the action, clear the chamber, and ensure that the rifle in fact has no ammunition in it. It's always a wise practice. You're going to want to remove the magazine. All right, let the bolt slide forward. You're going to now remove the top cover. You're going to remove the top portion of the stock. Once you've done that, you're going to move the bolt back slightly, grabbing the operating rod with your hand. You're going to pull it backwards, lift it up and away from the cup, and remove it from the gun. At the same time, you're going to be taking this portion of the gun up and away. I don't know if you can see that. And then taking the top cover off is where a lot of people go wrong. You're going to be sliding this top cover completely forward, right? And as you do that, you're going to be pushing very hard on the back, and it will slip right up off the top of the gun and allow this to rest against the back of the framework of the gun. Place the top cover down, the bolt. As you're pulling it backwards, right, you want to lift it up slightly, right? You're going to be lifting it up slightly towards you, and at the same time lower it very carefully. It is under spring pressure, folks, and lift it up and away from the gun. And that allows you to stop it from sending a spring across the room, perhaps potentially into someone's eyeball. So once you've done that, and you remove the recoil spring from the bolt of the gun, you then can take the bolt and separate it into its two components, carrier assembly and the bolt. Right? And it should come apart fairly easily. And now you've got a rifle that's completely disassembled for cleaning. You can remove two cross bolts, separate the action from the stock of the gun. And again, if you're using corrosive ammo, you're going to want to drop hot water and or some kind of water-based solvent straight down it. Otherwise, you won't clean the corrosive elements out of the barrel, and ultimately, if you don't do that, it will result in ruining your investment. These are a great piece. They're fantastic to shoot, and you definitely want to protect that. Alright, so in order to reassemble this rifle, you've got to reverse the process. Alright, let's see if we can do that here. You're going to be dropping the bolt back into the bolt carrier. You'll see those little wingtips collecting in there. Again, you're going to drop in the left-hand portion of the bolt in first. As you slide it backwards, it will drop into the track. Bring it on forwards. You're going to gently feed this portion of the spring into the back of the bolt assembly, and you're going to feed the spring into the gun and let this spring rest against the back of the frame. Once you've done that, you'll be able to put the top cover on the top of the gun. You're going to want to push this portion of the spring all the way back nice and hard. Bring the top cover into the rails, letting that spring catch on a ledge at the back of the top cover. Let it slide forward. You're going to place this cup back up on top of the gas regulator. You're going to slip the operating rod and spring, once it's been cleaned, back inside the rifle, pulling the bolt back slightly, feeding it again into the front of the gas tube. You're going to slide in the stock here, drop in the top cover. You have two sets of rails here that you feed it into. Make sure that they all line up. And then once you've done that, you can take this awfully difficult band. Put back on this rifle, feed it over the front sight, bring it on down, you press that tab right here, and you will be able to pull it down solidly. There you go. In, and again, you're going to be feeding in the cleaning rod and depressing this tab to get it to lock into place. Cycle the action once to make sure it's working correctly. Pull the trigger, cycle the action again. Let go of the trigger to let it reset. It's a really great piece. I definitely enjoyed shooting it. I've definitely enjoyed sharing this with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great night.